Hey there. So tonight I wanted to do a little something different, not totally left field, but diverge a teeny bit from the things I usually talk about. So tonight I am going to speak a bit about numerology and this 1 year. Um, in my YouTube feed a video came up from a creator that I had never seen before, and her name is Annie Paquette. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Paquette. She seems very nice. In her video, she actually referenced a different creator, or I don't know. I assume that person has. I don't know if that person has a channel. I didn't look, but she was referencing someone else's work that talks about, yes, that the year 2026 is indeed a 1 year, but also a 10 year, and it was also mentioned that there are other creators speaking about the 10. So I thought I would take this time to talk about that with the tarot cards as illustrations. Now, I want to say, while I did watch that initial video that touched a bit on the concept, I didn't explore any further. I just wanted to keep my impressions fresh and as authentic as they can possibly be. Okay, so to get to the one, it's 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6, which becomes 10, and then 1 plus 0 becomes 1. The discussion is about that the 10 has significance, especially because it includes the 0, and I thought that was so cool. I'm going to use the Rider Waite and another deck. Okay, so just to illustrate. So when we get to the first landing point of 10, that is the Wheel of Fortune. And wow, how perfect it is to go from a 9 year, which usually in numerology is a culmination of cycle, to the turning of the wheel. I thought that was really cool. And then we get, with the 10, we get the 1 and the 0. And of course, that would be the Fool and the Magician. And I just felt that imagery was just, it's so profound. And it it actually, honestly, it flows so much better than going from 9 screech to to 1 and start all over again. So yeah, there's that. I know 0, 1, but I think that is so cool. All right, so let's see. Do it this way. Okay. Now I wanted to speak a little bit about the 0 um, and the 1. When I think about the 0 and the 1 with regard to the minor arcana, I think of the aces because even I always think of the minor arcana as the very physical journey through the deck. Um, but I think the aces truly do have that energy of the Fool and the Magician together. It the because the aces are the potential, the energy available, and the Magician is because, well, the Magician does hold all of the aces on the table. I feel that if we correlate the minor arcana to the major, that the aces fall somewhere between the Fool and the Magician. So let me just set these out. I have a feeling, as usual, I'm not going to have the space I would love to have here, but we work with what is available. Okay, no particular order, just wanted to set them all out. There is another deck I'd like to use that has a bit more. I want to use it because there is such movement in the illustrations, and that is the Sufi Tarot deck. I believe I've used it before on this channel. So, in this deck, the wheel is actually showing the dance, the change. And what I found really interesting when I was pulling the cards, do you see the positioning of the hands, the turning, and this figure in the new beginning, the new turn, the new place that the wheel settles? That there will be accessing an accessing of all available energies and knowledge of what has come before. Yes, I'm going to totally run out of space here. Okay. All right, and what do I have next? Oh, here we go. So in this deck, there is the Fool and the Magician, which in this deck is the Alchemist. And what I think is really fascinating about the Alchemist is the Alchemist has the, let's see, that would be, he has one hand on the knowledge that has already been accumulated, and another on the action, on the knowledge that he is looking, well, it's a guy in this one, so that he is looking to manifest in this cycle. I think it's fascinating that these shards, it looks like the paper has been torn up, that it's all, but not in an aggressive, angry way, but what has come before is thrown up to be rearranged and reimagined. And you see it even a little bit on the wheel, these bits of experience, these bits of life, each segment of the turning. So there's that. And then looking at the Fool, that there is the energy, just like the energy that the aces offer, the energy of wherever the focus is. You see, this person is just very focused, that if acted upon in a very pure way, these new ideas will take flight. I think that's beautiful for a new year. I wanted to speak a bit about the turning of the calendar, and I love that. I just actually want to bring up. Here we go. The turning of the Gregorian calendar happens in Capricorn season, and the cards for Capricorn season, they are always going to be the same. The two major arcana cards, the Devil and the World, and I think it's really lovely that there is just a release from in the turning of the calendar into the new year. There is a realization that we can release and reimagine, and while taking with appreciation for all that has been, and appreciation for the lessons learned, the lessons enjoyed, and perhaps even the struggles surmounted. So I just wanted to bring that up. Lastly, with regard to the aces and what the aces offer to the magician and the fool. I imagine the fool holds all of the aces in that little sack. In this Sufi deck, look at the movement of the cup. It's not static. It is there. It is not overflowing. It is just there to flow where the energy goes, with love and compassion. And the rods or staffs, the energy is available to harness and express wherever the focus is aimed. And the sword is there with truth and bravery and clarity. And the coins are there not only to harvest. Actually, the coin is the most, I think, it applies to all of the aces, because, the fool is not carrying something that he or she just found along the way. The fool is carrying what has been accumulated. And I really feel like this particular coin card shows that message of what has been can be harvested and brought into the new, and perhaps planted in a different garden. But the energy is still there. Okay, how much time have I spent? Oh, all right. I would really like to get an oracle card. I know that's not a great surprise to you. And I'm actually going to do from the Dreamweaver's oracle deck. And these are interesting cards. I'm choosing this one tonight because of the message written in the box, and I have probably read this to you before, but I don't think it could be heard enough or too much. All right, so in the top of the box, you are the magic you're looking for. Okay. And in the bottom of the box, you are more than you know, meant for a magical, meaningful life. All right. And so for the beginning, just the beginning of this year, this 10/1 year, I'm going to get a card. Before I do want to, I think I dropped the ball. I want to say that while the calendar did flip, that calendar flipping is the Fool. It's just the beginning. And that energetically it's going to, as the year builds, especially in the spring when that almost feels like a natural new year, maybe, momentum will be building. So remain encouraged and inspired. And also, in Chinese tradition, that new year doesn't happen until February, because they follow a lunar calendar. So no pressure for these first few days and weeks of 2026. Just enjoy the journey, and really enjoy the journey. The best part of the achievement, I believe, is having that idea or having that goal and just allowing it the space and the energy and the belief in it to allow it to unfold. And truly, the journey makes the destination that much richer. Indeed, indeed. Okay, so let me just get a card for any additional message for this time and year. And maybe it's not going to come. All right, we'll give it a few more times. Okay, I am going to just accept that the only thing I was to show you in that deck was the message in the box. So, I think I'll move on. You know what? I have two decks here, and I'm going to, and the feather that always sits on top. I am going to actually they're out of range from the camera, but I'm just going to pendulum and see which one I should use. I have one, the Cosmic Energy deck, and should I use that one? Right. And the Wisdom of the Oracle. All right. Cosmic Energy it is. Feather in view. So now, just an additional message as we embark on this journey of 2026. I think that's our message. All right. Blessing. Blessings are gifts from the universe. Receive and share them. And that is very ace. That is so very ace. Because especially in the Rider-Waite, it's such a mess here, I'm sorry. One does get that feeling of the energies being blessings. And look, the hand of the divine, the hand of the divine. Let me find, oh, here's the Ace of Swords. And find the last one. And the Pentacles. Okay, enjoy the blessings. Believe they're there and available. And until next time, okay, be well.